Hello again, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Aligned Identity. Uh, I cannot thank you enough for all the support. After the last episode with Brittany Allen, my sister, she posted it to her social. Shout out to the Twigs girls and the Twigs community for, taking a chance and watching the videos. And, some of you subscribed and liked. I cannot appreciate it enough. And the comments, it means a lot to have you guys put your input on the channel and hearing what you guys have to say. So firstly, shout out to you guys. Again, if you're listening to this, make sure you like it, make sure you comment. I might have a challenge for you later, and I appreciate it so much. Today's episode kind of is going to be a little bit about me. I had a transformation, you could call it, in early March of last year. I went on the pursuit of my health journey. It was not easy in the beginning. And, I had something click in me. I had always been an athlete growing up. And, I played sports. I did all these things when I was younger. And, after high school, you really don't have anything to kind of be a part of, right? You don't have a team. You don't have these extracurricular things that you can get into. As an adult, it's just not given to you. You got to be in college or you got to be a professional athlete at that point. I did not take to that well, and I didn't even realize it. I just went into work and, focused on making money, right? I know one of you feels me here, right? Like, that is the idea. No one gives you a script on how to be an adult. All I knew is I had to try to make money. And so I started off doing some things, and, I went into a career path that I didn't have any interest in. It was just convenient at the time. Thankfully, it's all worked out in the end, and I like my job. I like my people that I work with, but it's just not easy. But with that, I lost myself. I lost that thing that made me happy. I lost that thing that I identified with. One of the audiobooks that I've been listening to is called Mastery. And one thing that he said in there clicked with me because he was speaking about how when you are born, your characteristics, the interests that you have, they're so unique to you. And, I remember as a kid, all I thought about was sports and taking care of myself. And, all I wanted to do was be a professional NFL player, right? And that is funny to think, okay, you're a child. That's okay to have those kind of dreams. But for some reason, we tend to conform into society. And that's something he talks about is we're all so unique when we're born and as kids. And we tend to conform to what society deems acceptable. And, to be a part of everyone else is, lowering your expectations, becoming like everyone else. And, Brittany's podcast kind of inspired me because she talked about authenticity and creativity. And I'm so proud of her. I'm so blessed that she's my sister because, I see that through and through with her business, with her shop, with her own personal journey. It's not been easy for her, and she doesn't let that dictate who she was, right? She grew from her hardships, and we had the same upbringing, but did different things, of course. But for a while there, I remember holding my upbringing as like a pass to why I'm not successful, to why I'm not who I wanted to be. You know, I didn't have higher education. I didn't have the money to be able to go to college. I didn't have the IQ, or I didn't have the professional speaking to be able to do a podcast. I just was not capable, right? And I think a lot of it was because I started to change myself to make everyone else around me comfortable. And that's something so daring, to be able to be unique. And that's kind of something that I have been drawn to. Ever since she brought that up, I've just only been thinking about that idea, about being authentic and getting back to the roots of like what makes you you. And I thought it was a great way to talk about how my journey was something that re-sparked and reinvigorated my personal journey and my life, you know, aligning with being healthy and like taking care of myself. And, you know, it's crazy how discipline and, you know, pursuit of a journey or a goal, it's like a compounding effect. You know, it can linger into, you know, your personal life. It can linger into, you know, even financially. Like I started taking care of my financials a lot better, and, you know, having higher aspirations because I was really becoming the person I wanted to be. And like the person I wanted to be is an exceptional person and someone who, you know, gives love, someone who gives motivation, someone who's there to give support. And, you know, first I had to become a better person myself and become someone I was proud of and someone that I aligned with. I was authentic to myself, right? I took control of my situation. Felt drawn to kind of talk about this a little bit. This will not be a long podcast. This should be, you know, maybe a 20-30 minute, but I really wanted to talk about how our lives can sometimes get so lost with all these things going on in the world, and sometimes the media we consume. Like, we have so many options of entertainment, and it's never ending, but it's also fruitless. Like, we don't learn anything from it. You know, Netflix can be an absolute pit, and, you know, scrolling through Instagram Reels or YouTube Reels or whatever it may be, you know, you just get lost and you wonder where like hours of your day went. And, you know, then it's just wake up, go to work, repeat, right? Take on our everyday things, and we forget to take time for ourselves, to develop, to explore our like well-being. And what I mean by that is to like analyze, like, where are we at right now, emotionally, physically, spiritually. And one thing that I really was drawn to was like, when I first started working out, it was like I knew emotionally I was okay. I was in a good place. Financially, I was not where I wanted to be, but I knew physically and like with my health, I knew something was slipping. I knew something was completely off to where I would not be the person that I wanted to be. I looked myself in the mirror and I was like, why are you so unhappy? Why are you not proud of yourself? And it was because I was lacking. I wasn't being conscious of the passions that I've been putting down. You know, I was so caught up in, oh, I got to get more money. I got to, you know, be able to buy this. I got to be able to buy that. I want to be able to buy a house. I got to be able to, you know, have a nice car. I got to be able to do this. I got to do all these societal norms that other people seem to think that they want. Only you know what you really want. And I encourage you to think right now, like, what is the absolute goal or dream that you have? And, what are some things that maybe you're not happy with that, society told you, you get this and then you'll be happy? I'll know from firsthand experience because, like, if you get a raise or something like that, you're supposed to be like, oh man, I'm making more money, I'm so happy. That fades. It will fade away. The more money you make doesn't change the way you feel inside, especially if you're not doing something that you're passionate about. If you're in a line of work that you are passionate about and makes you happy and you like are excited to wake up every morning to go to work, then I'm so proud of you. And like, you have something that everyone should be searching for and longing for. But if you're not in that situation, then start analyzing what is pulling you back from being happy. And, if we're not with our family and our loved ones, we should be doing something that we're happy about. We should be at least in a place that doesn't cause us stress to the point that, like, we're unhappy. There is stress that can be associated with the workplace, but that's supposed to be, like, in a sense, motivational, right? Like, oh, I have a deadline, I got to get that done. That is stress, but if it's in a good line of work that you enjoy, or like you enjoy your job or the people you work with, you rise up to the occasion, and it's just like motivational stress. It's different than like, I hate being here. My time is wasted. What am I doing? Right? One of my most recent conversations with some friends was, someone had said like, oh, what is life, right? It's just time we're spending. That's all it is. In a sense, you're not wrong. But you can be spending your time poorly. And if the only idea that you have about your life is that it's just time, why are we not spending it on absolutely everything that we want to enjoy in this life? If you're not happy where you are, change it. And that's so easy to say and so hard to do. And so the first thing that I did when I started going to the gym was discipline. I knew when I looked at myself in the mirror, I knew things were going to be different because I was so tired of being unhappy. If you're unhappy, aren't you like tired of being unhappy? That's a conscious decision, and that's something that you need to take control of and accountability for. Only you are accountable for how you feel, right? Our outside pressures, our outside like environment, that doesn't dictate who you are. That's conforming. It is a habit to train yourself to be happy, right? That is something I talked about in my very first podcast, is like, you can have a bad day, but if you are consistent and having a positive mindset and like a growth mindset, then tomorrow's going to be better. You learn from that day that, you know what, today was bad, maybe I need more sleep, maybe I need to do this, maybe I need to do that, but you know what, tomorrow's going to be a better day. That is such a positive outlook. That is how we should all be viewing our days, is like the next day we just get better. 1% better every day compounded is 365% better every year. I love that analogy because it's so important to think that, like, even if we go through hard things, we're going to come out the other side better from it. So when I was in the gym, absolutely anxious as a mug, I just realized, like, all right, this is the cost it takes to be the person I want to be. After weeks of consistent dedication, it slowly fades away, that anxiety. And, after months, you start to realize, like, okay, like, there is no cost anymore. I am who I want to be. And a lot of it comes from discipline. I was such a person who would pick something up and then drop it like weeks later. And that's a very common trend. If you're one of those people, I'm here for you. Like, that is not easy thing to do. Even this podcast, I do it weekly. I've only missed 1 week, and it was because I was dead with COVID pretty much, or the flu, whatever it was. I was not able to record. I could barely leave the couch. And you know what? The fact that I think about that is just like, it does eat at me, the fact that I missed a week. But even when I don't have a podcast or a guest lined up, like, I'm still here. I'm still putting in another episode, still learning, still trying to put some positive energy into the world, or some motivation. This episode has been something that I've been thinking about literally all week. Is like, what am I going to talk about? And I just decided on the fact that, like, we have to be authentic to ourselves. We have to really start becoming who we want to be. And the most important thing is taking accountability for it. You know, just because you had a difficult situation or are in a difficult situation doesn't mean we can't have the positive mindset of, you know what, like, we're going to start working every day on how to get better, on how to get out of this situation, or, you know, focus my attention towards something that I want to be doing, something that gives me purpose, something that gives me passion. I'm going to reference Brittany's, you know, story. Like, it took her years of, you know, being interested in her craft, wanting to open up a shop, you know, saving up the money for it, you know, even working while opening up her shop. That's not an easy thing to do. You know, it's not always you hit a pot of gold and everything's easy. Things in this life that are worth getting or having are not going to be easy. You are going to have to put the work in, but that's what makes it so fulfilling. It's Nick Barrett talks about it, but it's like, it's all about the journey. It's like, that's so much joy, and it's so true. It's not the fact that, you know, now I'm more fit, or, you know, now my body looks good, or, you know, now I eat only healthy food and I can say that to other people, right? It's the journey. It's the process of, like, making active decisions to take care of myself. It's the active decision to just go to the gym, even when I'm sick or hungover or any of those things. It's like, that's part of the journey, is like defeating those bad days. And that's what I would challenge anyone who's listening to this to do. Like, if I'm connecting with you in any way with this message, like, let me know in the comments. Tell me I'm in, you know. Tell me I'm in on analyzing and focusing on my goals. You know, I am here for you. It is not an easy thing, but that's what makes it so rewarding. It's like, it's not easy. It is difficult. Everything that we want to accomplish that's worth accomplishing is going to be a difficult journey, and you are going to have setbacks. You're going to have bad days, but as long as you have the mindset that, you know what, I can learn from this. I just really encourage everyone to take accountability for, you know, the things that are holding you back. Analyze them and come up with a plan on how to surpass those pitfalls, take care of business. And, you know, hopefully this is a little motivation for you. And I really appreciate you all listening. Stay tuned for next week, and we should have an interview lined up that I hope you guys will enjoy. I appreciate you all. Take care.